This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is my friend Katie Wolf from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, and I want to hear all about the film festival. I understand it was one of the best ever.
Well, it was really wonderful. It was a huge learning experience for us. The technology is really learning a whole new platform, and so we had a team effort behind the scenes that you didn't even know was working. But we had over 50 films, and what was really cool is the reach. By going all digital this year, we had people from Australia and Europe, all over Europe. It was really exciting to see all the people from around the world participate, but also our other sanctuaries. So we had programming featuring all the different sanctuaries, but it was a way for our local community to get to meet some of there's 14 sanctuaries in the country, and so they participated in a lot of the live Q&A events. And so, we were able to interact that way. So that was a really rich part, too. And the Student Film Festival was really fun. We had great films, and we were able to give the students, the Friends of Thunder Bay sponsored the prizes. So we had one student who won first and second,
Ooh.
Nick Lissardi, and so he actually got $500 because the first prize was $300 and the second was $200.
Perfect.
And then we had 3 students who shared the third prize. So altogether there was $600 in student prize money, and then we had an additional $100 by a donor to go to the school where the high school students went to. So Alpena High School got $100 as well.
Perfect.
So that was really nice, and hopefully we can do that in the future as well.
Well, and like you said, the virtual format, I mean, that's something you'll probably continue to do if you can get people from England and Australia and virtually all over the world.
Absolutely. And the conversations that we had with the film festival, and we had one of them with one of the aircraft that's being restored for the Tuskegee Airmen, and we had one of the Tuskegee Airmen participate in the live Q&A, and it was fascinating and just really, so I think it opens a whole new door to some of our programming. We can't wait to go back and have live events. I mean, we really missed not being able to see everybody face to face, and just that energy. And one of the things, I had a question about if there was a way to partner with a group of people so you could talk about the films afterwards.
Yes.
And so we're looking at how we might be able to do some of that virtually too, where the technology allows you to have different rooms that you can visit and talk to people about what you thought about a film and things like that. So I think it should be really exciting as we move forward.
Like a book review.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely, like a book.
And I love that because everyone gets something different out of it, or sees something different, or has a different interpretation. So that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I think it will open, new doors for us, and we will have a bigger audience in the future just by doing the virtual. But then we'll be able to go live and have that community connection there as well.
And today we want to talk about your Volunteer of the Year.
Yes. So he was actually nominated in 2020. And selected, and so this takes place nationally through the National Office of National Marine Sanctuaries.
Okay.
And so Al Moe, who I'm thrilled because he's actually one of my friends' board members as well. If you know Al, he is, as Jeff describes him, is the guy everybody wants to hang out with because he's so much fun.
That's true.
But he's also got such a big heart, and he has been a tremendous asset to the Friends and the sanctuary as well. In our community, he was the chief financial officer at the hospital, and during that time, he was very instrumental in getting the bariatric chambers in place, and that has been huge for the sanctuary because for divers who need that decompression, those are very important, but it has served very helpful for the community as well because it's very important for people with diabetes or wound recovery.
Yes.
And so it's been a big asset there. So his involvement started then. But he's been very involved with the Lady Michigan, and he is a big fisherman and boat guy, and so it's been really helpful to have Al and his expertise, especially, unfortunately for him, but when the boat has repairs and things,
Yes.
he has a network there that has been very helpful, and his heart is in it. He just loves the Lady Michigan and seeing people get out and experience the Great Lakes and the shipwrecks. But he also has been on the Friends Board for a number of years, and his leadership, I mean, from his business sense, everything from the sanctuary store to, really the film festival, the Mate ROV competition, any way you could volunteer, Al has been involved.
Great. So are there any opportunities for anyone else to volunteer? Maybe they'll get to be volunteer of the year.
That's, I'm excited to talk about that because our volunteers are very important, and it's been a strange year, obviously, but they have still been working with us behind the scenes. And so we hope, very soon, and hopefully, in the spring or summer, we'll be able to have some activities. We have so many projects. The Mate ROV competition is a big one. The film festival has been as well. But we also have some volunteers who work on special projects, and they work in our conservation lab. That takes a little more training and someone who is interested in that type of work. But they come in and they work, some people are there several times a week. Chuck Wiesen is one of our volunteers who maintains all of our news clips and kind of the history of the sanctuary, and has a huge inventory of work that he has done, which is a great resource for us, especially having come in, now that we're 20 years old, that gives us that reference to be able to go back and retrieve information. Pat Labadie, most people know him by the work he's done with the Great Lakes Ships Archive at the library. So there's a lot of special projects, but there's also all of the events that we do. And one that's new and I'm excited about, many people have heard about the property that the Nature Conservancy has acquired. It's 1,400 acres out on North Point, and we will be developing programming, educational programming. Why it's important to us is because it's on the migratory pathway, but there are many shipwrecks right along that shoreline, and some of them are shallow, so it'll be great for us to be able to access that, and those shipwrecks aren't as accessible right now.
Right.
But by being able to access them from the North Point beach, they will be. But there are invasive species on the beach. And this will be a preserve, and we want to, encourage as much natural habitat as possible and prevent invasive species.
Right.
And so we hope to tap volunteers to be able to go out and inventory the invasive species, but also to help remove them. And so that'll be a nice outdoor COVID-friendly project.
Yes.
So if people are interested in something like that, it'll be a way to interact with others, learn, and also be a part of, it'll be a local project, it's also part of a statewide project because the inventory is statewide.
So where should we look for more information when you're going to be ready to do that?
Well, maybe right here.
Okay.
I can come back and talk about it as we have better timing. It will be, obviously we will need to meet, all the protocols with regard to COVID, but when the weather gets warmer, this is an outdoor activity, and so we should be able to do it, I would say late spring, summertime, we will start working on that.
Oh, that'll be fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for being here, and congratulations to everyone on the success of the film festival.
Thank you.
I mean, you had to change everything around, but you folks jumped in both feet and you got it off in great manner. And congratulations to Elmo, too, for being Volunteer of the Year and for all that he does for the sanctuary.
Thank you. And a big thank you to you and WBKB, because you all have helped us so much with the film festival. If we couldn't get the word out, especially with it being different this year, I really appreciate that.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. And take care and see you next month.
Okay.
I'll be right back following these messages. Hi, and welcome back. My last guest today is BJ Sander from the Alpena Senior Center. Hi, BJ.
Hey, Nancy. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Yes, and Happy New Year to you. I haven't seen you since last year, and COVID, of course, is still keeping the center closed, but you're very busy behind the scenes.
We joke at the center right now that we seem to be busier without people coming into the center than we were with people in the center. So we're still a very high-functioning senior center, although we're closed.
And you have to just think outside the box and do things to make it better. And you still do your meals. People can call before 10 o'clock and order the meal. And today you said you had over 40 people. get the mashed potatoes and gravy.
And the roast beef. Everybody loves roast beef, mashed potatoes, and gravy. And we did have over 40, I think it was 41 meals picked up today.
That's wonderful. So how does that work? How do they do it?
So you call the center, 356-3585, before 10 o'clock Monday through Friday, and you can pick up your meal between 11:30 and 12:30. Seniors 60 years old and older, it's a suggested donation of $3.50. Anyone over the age of, under the age of 60 has to pay $7.
Okay, and what time do you pick those meals up?
Between 11:30 and 12:30.
Between 11:30 and 12:30. Perfect. Well, I hope people will really take advantage of that. And your Meals on Wheels still continues.
That's absolutely continuing, along with in-home services. Actually, everything that we were doing at the center prior to COVID is still happening, with the exception of playing bingo and cards in the center because we're closed.
Okay. All right, and I know you can't look in your magic ball and kind of figure out when the center may open. Do you have any ideas?
We have no ideas. You know, our responsibility as far as the senior center goes is to protect our senior population in Alpena County.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing, providing the services that we can and protecting at the same time.
Now you're doing some things on Zoom. What are you doing on Zoom?
We're doing some really exciting things on Zoom. I've been doing my exercise class on Zoom, and that's going quite well. It's fun to watch because the participants usually get on about 10 minutes prior to the class starting, and socialization happens.
Sure.
So it's almost like the Brady Bunch with the little window panes, and everybody's looking down or looking over to the side and talking to each other. It's awesome to listen to that.
Okay.
We also started a book club, which has been very, very awesome. We partnered with University of Michigan, Flint, and we have a professor and a student that really facilitate the book club, and it's all about nutrition. It's just been amazing. We also started a private Facebook page for that group, and we don't really have to do anything with it. The seniors are just loving it and posting recipes and pictures of the meals that they're preparing. It's just been awesome.
Wonderful.
The book we're doing right now is called Brain Food.
Okay.
Very
I'll have to
good.
check that one out.
Very
and also, if anyone needs to have a loan of durable medical equipment, that loaning still is ongoing.
That's still going on. All you have to do is pull up in front of the center. Someone will go out and ask you what you need, and if we have it, we'll bring it out to you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, everything's still going on.
Okay, and will you be doing your gardens again?
Yes, somebody asked me about that today, and I'm like, yes, because last year we were low-keyed with our garden because of the COVID situation. This year I'm planning to go all out and have an amazing garden. We've got some people that are offering to volunteer. The Master Gardener group, we still aren't sure how we're going to be able to work with them, and I'm a Master Gardener. Might not be able to be face-to-face, but as long as I have one person up in one garden and another person down in another garden, we're going to make it happen.
Well, great, because that's
And we also got our greenhouse heated, so I'm really excited to start getting some seedlings going, getting ready to put in the ground when we can.
Okay, and what about volunteers right now?
Right now, we're not utilizing volunteers because the center is closed.
Okay.
Right.
So
But anybody interested in participating as far as being a volunteer after we open up, please give me a call, let me know. I'll get an application out to whoever, and we can get that going, and when we're ready, we can start calling people.
And you know, maybe especially in the greenhouse, if someone has a particular talent for starting seedlings or grows their own seedlings or has some seeds that they'd like to donate, you know, that would be a good way too to volunteer. And if you're in the greenhouse one-on-one, that should be safe.
Absolutely.
And then when you actually get outside working in those raised gardens, there's always so much work getting them ready for spring planting. So you could easily do a schedule where you could keep the social distance and get those cleaned up and ready to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
So
anything?
call me if you're interested.
Yeah. And so how do people get that wonderful newsletter that you have that gives the daily menu of all the food you'll be serving?
They can call the center and we can send it out to you. It's $12 a year, or you can, when you stop by for a meal, or if you don't want to stop by for a meal, just pull up and we'll bring one out to you.
Okay, because that tells what you're having every day of the week, and that way you can get an idea of what meals you want to order, and you can call and get those meals ordered.
And our newsletter, the menu one part of it, but there's some great articles in the newsletter, great information in there. So it's a pretty amazing newsletter.
And also what I like about it is tells you chances and opportunities to donate too, if you're interested in donating. Because obviously, even though COVID is here, we still need to have those donations come in.
Oh, absolutely. And we've you know, all the way through COVID, we've been getting phone calls and people are donating all kinds of things to the center.
Good. So what's the best way to contact you? What's the best way to find out about your Zoom meetings and all the things that are going on at the center?
You can call me at the Senior Center at 356-3585. And of course, my name is BJ, and I can help you out in whatever you're looking at doing. We also are going to be starting a meditation slash yoga class in April. So that's going to be part of our mindfulness group that we're going to be starting.
And that'll be Zoom also?
That'll also be Zoom.
Oh, good.
Even after we open up, Nancy, we've been talking, Annie and I, about continuing forward with the Zoom opportunities, because there's some seniors that are not going to be able to get come into the center.
So very true.
I've got in our book club, we've got a lady from Lansing in our book club. So,
wow, that's wonderful.
and that's made possible because of Zoom.
Okay, and so the information about that too would be on your website, or call you for information?
They
on how
can
to join
call
the
me
book
for
club?
any information. I'll get everybody signed up for whatever they want to do with us.
Okay, and just please know, seniors, that they're still out there. People still care about you. We want to make sure that you're getting some socialization. So please, if you have any questions, call the Senior Center, and they can hook you up with whoever you need to get hooked up with.
Absolutely. And if there's another program that we're working on. It was a grant that we got prior to COVID, again partnering with the physical therapy department at University of Michigan Flint. And we've got some opportunities for anyone that is struggling at home with fall risk, any type of physical issues. We've got a special program that we could set them up with an iPad, which has the exercise program on it. They'll have access to a physical therapist. And with some people from University of Michigan in their physical therapy department. So
wonderful.
It's an amazing program. So if you are one of those individuals that feel like you would qualify for that, or if you know someone that you think would qualify for that, please give me a call.
Oh, yes, because fall risks, and then people don't walk because they're afraid to fall. And the more you don't walk, the harder it is to walk. That's a real problem with seniors in our community. So, I'm glad that's out there.
It's a wonderful opportunity to get that for free. It really is a great.
Well, BJ, please thank everyone at the Senior Center for keeping everything vital and moving along there. And we can't wait till you open up and we get to see you face to face, and I can come in and smell all those wonderful smells.
Yeah, you missed that roast beef smell today.
Dang. Good to see you, BJ,
You
and
too,
tell everyone
Nancy.
we said hello.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.